booties for black girl nerds.
Thank you, sir. Good morning for your time.
Good
Pleasure being
morning.
with
Good
you.
morning.
This
Yes.
this is everyone loves a prequel story. Everybody has an origin story, and now we're going to
Right.
get this with that. How does this set the table for what we know to become of these people in the films that we've already seen?
Well, I mean, if you're speaking of the previous, set of the franchise, they were quite successful. Obviously, you know, looking at Matthew Vaughn's interpretation of those previous Kingsmen, this is a completely world apart. I think this um, version of Kingsman, it's completely a world apart in the sense that it's its own original story. Um, it has a look on, a look back on history, and her father and son emotional drama throughout the story. So yeah.
Mhm. You're no stranger to being playing characters in legacy films.
Mhm.
What would you say that this standalone story has in common with some of those great legacy types of characters?
Um, well, I think it's the obviously the when you have such a well-defined story and such a with characters, layered characters, as in Matthew Vaughn's film. I think it really set precedence for a great emotional roller coaster. I think we've achieved a bit of that here, and I'm hoping that whatever you've seen of our latest Kingsman certainly is completely different from the previous two. So I'm hoping that you've enjoyed it yourself.
I have. For Shola, for fans who are going to see him, what is do you think his the quality that he brings that best enhance this group of secret soldier service people?
Yeah. Well, Shola is a former warrior who befriended the Duke of Oxford in Africa, and I think from witnessing sort of like the drama with the Duke of Oxford's wife being assassinated right before uh, the young child, their young child. That was actually. I think something very painful, and something that I sort of like as Shola carried with me, and sort of like in support, in wanting to be in great support of the Duke of Oxford, and it became sort of like a chaperone in a way for the Duke of Oxford, and that led to them working together all the way to England, and instrumentally he becomes um, uh, one of the very important people in the construction of this independent secret agency.
Mhm. When this film marries sort of like a modern twist on historical things, how do these enhance you as a performer enjoy most about a role like this that kind of infuses so many different types of elements, like with the stunt work and the historical aspects of the characters? How does this enhance you as a performer?
Uh, well, I mean, a look back on history, some of that we sort of like surrender to the take, I mean, to Matthew Vaughn's understanding of that visual, that story and that time. But again, I think it's something that we all sort of like uh, uh, nicely took on like that without necessarily having to. I didn't have to do any research necessarily. because it was again, it was a time that was real. It was those personality and those characters were all real back then. But at the end of the day, this was a fictional story that we were, putting together. So in that essence, we took liberty in sort of like fantasizing about these particular Kingsmen and how this is compared to the other one. I mean, no comparison whatsoever, but it was quite a nice storyline. Yeah.
For sure. Well, I thank you kindly, sir, for your time. I'm excited to see the fans' reaction to it. They've been waiting for a long time, so they're excited to see it. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.